I just keep dropping everything. Let's see. Hey, Lynette. I'm trying to get a better-ish angle. Okay. All right, I'm trying to finish up the Miranda tote. It's the one that I showed you guys this morning. I need to do the lining and then bind it. The Miranda tote you can get on Etsy. It's a good tote. I'm not going to lie to you. The small is a super cute size. It's a good tote. All right. I am going to get some double-sided tape and I'm going to put it on one side of the mini straps that I have laying down. Okay. Let's see. Here, Loki in the vents. And I'm going about 3/8 of an inch down. And before I start putting the other one together, what I like to do is take off the other paper from the other side and have it matching side by side, so I'm not guessing if they're even or not. This is not a tutorial. I'm just making this as part of the a part of my strikes. And then we're going to put one of these on top. And I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch down, back stitching well the beginning and end. It might be 3/8 of an inch, but I'm going 1/4 of an inch. Hello, Irene. All right. adjust this bottom tape so it can be aligned with the one on the bottom. Things stretch, especially vinyls that are a little bit stretchy sometimes. All right. I'm just snipping the corners so that way when I stitch all the way around, it's not bulky. Okay. I'm gonna go around 1/8 of an inch, back stitching the beginning and the end, 1 or 2 stitches. Needle down when I'm pivoting. And then I'm going to find the center, just make a small little V real quick. Do the same on this side. Okay, and now I'm going to start working on the interior. First thing I'm going to do is find my centers. Hi. Then I'm gonna grab my pockets, my zipper pocket. see. Slip pockets. And I'm missing something. Credit card slots. Let's see. I'm going to make a quick zipper facing. I guess I forgot that, which is so weird. I always make them because I hate using my lining piece as a guide. But all right, sorry. All right, zipper facing. Okay. All right, zipper facing. I have the two zippers, I think. Okay. I'm going to make the slip pocket. Just going to draw my seam allowance. I believe Country Cow was the first person I seen to do a slip pocket like this, and it's been my to go to for like all slip pockets because of it. It just makes your life a whole lot easier. I'm just dropping so much tape. Let's see where I put bone tool. Non-blunt object. You can use like pretty much anything as long as you're not going to poke a hole through it. And it takes time. You have a lot of material there. And if it doesn't want to go through, you might just need to trim a little bit more by the corners. Just don't clip into your stitches. Okay, I'm going to top stitch this at 3/8 of an inch first. And this is just for decorative stitching. So I'm going to back stitch 1 or 2 stitches. Back stitch 1 or 2 stitches. Okay, and you have this, and you can go again at 1/8 of an inch. I just like the way it looks at 3/8 of an inch sometimes. Yeah, I like this. This is the first time Alchemats has the purple Nouveau and vinyl, and I'm loving it. The vinyl is very easy to and pliable to work with, so I'm kind of loving it. I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to glue the backs to this and put this pocket aside for right now. My fabric glue either wants to come out in big clumps or like barely at all, and then you start shaking it, then you have glue in your hair. I'm using this the Simply Classics method for credit card slots because it's a really cool method. Just going to put the backing on that. And then I'm just going to put glue on the top of this, and I'm just going to let it put it aside where it won't touch anything so it can get nice and sticky so I can fold it over on it. And I'm going to do the same thing to this piece. Okay, and I'm just going to glue down this side. So it'll stick to each other when it comes to that part of it. So let's do this. I try to put my tape in the middle, so when I'm sewing like the 1/8 of an inch on either side, that my double-sided tape is actually never touching the needle. Just going to do a crease so I can find the centers. All right, and then I'm going to sew this down using 1/8 of an inch, and I am back stitching. You can pull the threads to the back. It does give it a more uniform, traditional classic look. I just, again, I'm heavy on my zippers and pockets, so I want any reinforcement I can get. All right. I'm going to take my credit card slot and I'm going to fold it down onto itself. It should be a little bit tacky. If it does poke up, just put a couple clips. I'm going to top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch. Back stitch. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to fold this back onto itself. Just press it with your fingers. If it gets to where it's popping up too much, that's okay. Just pop a couple clips in there and you'll be good to go. We're going to top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch. All right, I'm going to grab a green, apparently, fabric marker, and I'm going to go over this white. First, I'm going to melt down these threads. I'm going to go over this, and instead of having it white, it'll be green. There's green for Baby Yoda in here, so it merges, and it gives a different color pop. And it gives a look of a finished edge. You can get fabric markers on Amazon, Joann's, any leather store. Leather stores have tons of it. You can edge paint this. For good measure, I go back around and I hit my lighter to get all the little rogue burrs, and it also dries the edge painting a little bit better, and it like kind of like solidifies and makes the heat plus the fibers makes like it just sticks better. So now I can go in again and get any white spots that I did not catch the first time, and it looks like a whole second layer of this paint fabric pen, but it's just filling in the gaps because now there's no like furry edges. Because when you, with this micro suede stuff in the back, it shrinks. So what I did essentially is put the dye in, use heat to shrink it so that way it can hold the ink even better than it's supposed to. And now I'm going around one more time to make sure that I have all the edges colored in as best as I can. You don't have to even edge paint it if you don't want to. It's just like a finishing touch that I like to do. So the way this works is this goes down first and this comes second. It's all about where I want to have it on my, I would think 2 inches above, 2 inches above, where is that? Is perfect. Okay. I'm going to put some 1/8 of an inch tape on the bottom. I'm going to go actually a little bit more than 2 inches. I keep dropping everything. It's about, that's normal. Okay. And I'm going to now sew the bottom only. So back stitch in the beginning and end. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put double-sided tape on the bottom. And I'm using 1/8 of an inch. 1/4, and you're just making the cards a little too tight. And your card has a chance of running into double-sided tape. Not the funnest. And then we're going to do it on this one side up here. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up about a 1/2 inch away, and then I'm going to sew going down, and I'm going to back stitch off each one of the slots so I can have just a reinforced stitch, and I'm going 1/8 of an inch. Okay, back stitch, get it off, and then back stitch. Okay. And then we're going to measure our card slots, and you can use chalk, pencil, whatever you have available that can help you get everything nice and centered. I'm going to use this chalk pencil real quick, this chalk pink one, and sew down the center. Again, I'm going to back stitch at the top and on each one of the card slots. Back stitch. And then when I get down here, I'm going to do a bar tack. I'm going to go one forward, one middle, then one back. And this just helps keep that stitching like very secure. They do bar tacking in a lot of clothes making. So you have your credit cards, and it should fit a little bit snug, but it fits nonetheless. That's so cute, right? All right, so now I am going to grab my lining piece for my pocket, which I kind of wish it was a little longer, but this bag is not very like big. And I'm going to grab my zipper tape. And cut off the zipper tape. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget a piece. I don't think I did. I did. I did. Okay. I need to cut a piece out that's 16.5. Let's see. So I'm like, I feel like I'm missing a piece. Go with your gut. Interesting. So I just put both zipper tape pieces in until I see they both hit the center of the bar, and I just kind of like push it in after that. Then I'm going to and you put it in the zipper direction that you want. If you want it closing to the left or the right, there's no wrong or right answer. I just want to get the bar in the middle as best as I can. I'm going to go down this front part where the pocket's facing out of the bag first, and I am not pulling stitches back. I'm going to back stitch. Okay, I'm going to flip the bag back down, the pocket down, and I'm going to merge it down. Right, and I'm going to go up, across, and down. I am going to go back and forth a few times on the sides of the pocket. Okay. I'm going to go down about a ½ inch in to close up the pocket. This is a drop-in lining, so right, so we have one side of it done, our pocket, and this will be going towards the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the zipper teeth that close to the left, so the zipper tape will go the same way, and I'm going to base this on 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to put one lining piece tab. We're going to go at 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to put the seam allowance going up. We're going to understitch, and this will allow this zipper placket to stay nice and taut without any additional help. Backstitch. Okay. Then we going to go here, and I'm going to go the same amount of inches I went up for the credit card slot. I'm going to do for the pocket. I'm going to grab my zipper pocket that fell far behind me. And I'm going to get my 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape that has apparently so much love for the zipper tape that I'm using. Okay. And I'm going to go around this using a 1/8 of an inch. But I'm going to first come in. I'm going to come in straight on. I'm going to stitch one off when I back stitch. Then go past the 3/8 of an inch mark that I made. And then come in, pivot, go one stitch in and one stitch back. Again, we're using bar tacks. And it'll help prevent from the thread popping. And it will help it stay with the structure. As we come up, just be cognizant of the 3/8 of an inch line. We're going directly underneath it, so don't go past it. And we're going to go one stitch forward, one stitch back. I was going to sing Opposites Attract by Paula Abdul. That's it. But I felt like that was dating myself a little. I stitched one off and stitched one on. And you can see in here like how you can see like the little bar tack, and it just helps with reinforcement. Now you could put some rivets in this and just put some Peltex or some stabilizer on the back and it'll be fine too, but sometimes I like the way a bag looks without any extra additional hardware. I know I'm weird like that. So I'm going to grab the other zipper. Okay, and we're going to base that on. I knew somebody was going to do it. I was like, every time someone says it, I'm like, I want to see it so bad. Wouldn't it be cool if it becomes a method and we can like dub it the Opposites Attract, and like everyone that uses the method in the sewing world, like you have to sew 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. It'll be so cool. Little things in life that makes me happy. So we're going to add this over your zipper, your overlay, and let's go. Okay, then we're going to just fold all of the seam allowance going towards the bottom of the bag, and we're going to understitch. As soon as I can grab my threads. Just make sure that the seam is not rolling in on itself, because it loves to do that. Okay, let's see. I need to cut out one piece of 16 by 4, 16 by 4 fifths. No, 4.5 inches. Really? All right. So I'm gonna put these up here. I'm gonna just use this off the ground. 16. Okay, I got that. Where's my little 1.5 inch square? All right. So we're going to cut out some squares to box this bag up. This is just a 1.5 inch ruler. I'm using a lighter that I got from at Say Creations at So Magical last November. Yes, the Paulo dual method. I think I created something very cool for us. Yeah, it's a lighter. It's just it's a butane. You have to fill it from the bottom. It's my favorite lighter because I have a lot of butane for whatever the reason may be. I don't know why. Nothing malicious, I promise. I promise. So. Let's see. Where's the other one? Oh, good. I think if you go to their website, she still sells them. Like she has like Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and Star Wars. If she's selling them right now. I got the Harry Potter one and now I want all of the rest of them. Just so I can have like enough. Because when it goes out of my sight and I don't know where I put it, I like totally spaz out. I'm not, it's not a pretty thing. Yeah. It sounds, and then I also like zip ties. It sounds hecka sus, like a little bit. I know it doesn't sound the best, but I like zip ties because I use them a lot when I'm doing cages for my bag making. You have enough zip ties on any cage and it will like not move for the whole like convention. But if let you have none, your whole thing will come tumbling down. And you're just like, why? Why? So I always have them now. And you know what was funny? Somebody stole something and one of the security guards was like, does anyone have zip ties? And my daughter was like, my mom does. And she comes out with like these massive black ones and they looked at me and one of their eyebrows went up like the rock. And I was like, look, my cages. And he's like, ma'am, your cages are not that big. I'm like, I don't know. They were on sale at Walmart. I can't control it. we're not in a judging mood, you know? It was pretty funny, actually. Oh, I didn't need to cut a bottom. I was right. I knew I was right. Okay. Don't doubt yourself, Shanoa. Keep it pushing. But yeah, that was a interesting experience. Lots of butane. Oh my god, because the butane is like everywhere. All right, so we're gonna sew these little cuties together. And I like to clip my zipper tape out of the way because I make mistakes with it a lot. I'm gonna add some D-rings in a minute too because I forgot to add it to both of the linings. It happens. I forget a lot. But we always could put it somewhere else. Just try to line up your pieces as best as you can. No one should be looking inside your bag and judging. If they are, they're not your friend. Run away. Run away. Let's see. 3/8 of an inch. I believe that's what I went before. So I'm going to go the seam allowance all the way to this part, and then I'm just going to veer to like a 1/2 inch so that way it could be nice and like taut. I'm going to do it on this side too. Okay. And before I do the bottom, I'm going to sew. Where did I just put it? I just had you, little piece. I'm going to bring this piece together. Oh my god, yeah, butane gas and glue and wands and lightsabers. I have a lot of Star Wars stuff in my room. So what happens is every time there's like a service guy and he comes into my room, it like my husband swears he doesn't want to leave because the last guy was like, I want to touch the black saber. And I'm like, I guess you don't watch the show because you have to earn it. And the only way you're gonna earn it is fighting me, and you'll lose because I own the black saber. um I have like a really cool, like my friends, whenever they do visit, they say that it looks like their like perfect nerd room. So yes, I try to make the just like the stickers. My room is really nerdy. So I have like the books that I love. I get things, I get books rebound it for myself. Yeah, I like things like that. I'm going 1/8 of an inch down both sides. I'm gonna add a basically some D-rings so that way you can wear it as an adjustable, just add an adjustable strap, because just those handles alone with no crossbody strap, I wouldn't have anybody buying it for me. Most people that buy from me, the first question they ask is, does this have a crossbody strap? It's very rare when I hear someone say that they don't. So I'm just to the point now where everything's crossbody. Going to put some tape. I like these flat D-rings from So Sweetness. I just think they're so cool. They're so freaking cool. I like the way they look. I love the finish. I'm really into the flat hardware right now. Where is the other D-ring? Okay. The glue's sticking to my nail polish. Sorry, the double-sided glue. So this Barbie nail polish that's in glitter, for some odd reason, no matter what double-sided tape I use, it holds on, like it attaches to it like none other. I've tried like some other things like um not using gluing stuff, but it doesn't really work. So I'm spreading the seam allowance to be nice and flat. I'm taking this and I'm going to sew down a very narrow box. That's the reason why I didn't close this, so I can maneuver onto the seam. So I'm going to I use a lot of double-sided tape. It's my friend. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape. This is Sandra's from Gardener Room, so it's not as sticky as the Way Whack one. And I'm going to match up the edge of this bar to the middle seam. And what you really want to do is make sure that this seam stays flat. And I'm going to, you can do an X, you can do whatever your heart desires. I usually like doing an X because I feel like it's a cool reinforcement. And make sure that the seam allowance is spread and not rolling on itself, because it'll do that too. So I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to do a couple stitch forward, do the Paula Abdul. Yeah, this is super unconventional. I do this whenever I forget, because normally I put it in the seam allowance when I'm doing the understitching, but yeah, I forgot. So you have to have a plan B. And then I'm going to back stitch across and top, and that's it. It's a nice little long X in a box, and it'll stay because it's like 70 weight thread. So we're going to do the same over on this side. So if you ever forget your D-rings, you can now do another one. Man, that did not want to let go. Doing some double-sided tape. Yeah, and interface. I do have a lot of interfacing, like weird interfacings too. I found like I like going to different sewing sites in different countries and continents and see what they have, and see when I can order it. I like to order it to see if it's different from what we have. I don't know why. I'm always looking for the perfect interfacing. I'm on a forever journey. Okay. Hold that thread, just at least the top thread. So I had this dream last night, and that Barbie came in my sewing room, like life-size Barbie. She came in my sewing room and told me that I don't make good clothes, but I was making a bag. And she was like, see, that's exactly what I mean. And then Ken came out of nowhere and was like, I think you made good clothes. And I don't know, I woke up after that. I feel like this dream is really weird because I haven't even seen the Barbie movie. And I did eat some Skittles before I went to bed. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I feel like this is a safe place to share my scary Barbie encounter. Let's see. You also can add a rivet. Like I said, just put some reinforcement behind it and you'll be fine. Now we're going to close this up because, again, drop-in lining. My water's going to fall. And we're just going to pull this nice and taut, and I'm just going to have one seam go one way and the other seam go the other. All right, so we're going to start folding down the seams, and then it's going to be a drop-in lining. So you can draw your seam allowances ahead of time. You can kind of do like I'm doing, putting 1/4 of an inch, so I can, and I know if I fold it down, it'll be exactly a 1/2 inch. It's personal preferences. Oh, sorry. You know what? No, my bad. I'm binding. Shinova. You are so tired. Okay. You could do it as a drop-in line that way, in case you're like, I hate binding with all my heart. You know, it sucks. And I'm like, I understand. I'm just gonna go around here and put some clips so that way I can baste it together real quick. Okay. We're almost ready to baste it together. If it feels like it's not going to fit, just fold down your zipper placket and you'll see that a lot of the room that you thought wasn't going to be able to ease in gets eased in. All right, so I'm going to stitch around and be careful over my hardware, which I just slammed, and be careful over your zipper. I'm just going to baste it down using 1/8 of an inch. Because this stitch is not going to be removed, I'm going to use back stitching in the beginning and end just to help secure it. Now you're going to be going over some lumpy stuff because you have extremely heavy hardware for handles. I just really wanted to use these. They've just been looking at me. I'm like, I gotta use this on something. And the kids get out in like 30 minutes. My son has track today. He's such a good little dude though. He like stays behind to help all the coaches put the equipment up and all that stuff. And I like try to do videotaping of him the day before he was there last on Thursday, of him stretching, and he was like, don't make things weird. So, he's funny too. Not hope and faith funny, but like just funny. Like Kindle funny. This is totally perfect for a free arm because then you can have everything hang and not having to push things out of your way. But if you don't, Just be patient. You got this. Squish your bag. You'll be fine. Be fine. Okay. So this next part, it's not inside the pattern piece. This is, I from a lot of Shannon's patterns, when she does the binding on top, I started adapting that to be how I want my bags to be. So I'm taking 2 of the top lining pieces that we made for the facings for here, and I'm going to do the same seam allowance on both sides. Back stitch well, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of chain stitch them right quick. Let's see. And then we're going to open up these seam allowances, and we're going to stitch down on the sides and back stitch 1 or 2 stitches. And I'm going to do the same thing on this. Hop over a couple stitches, just doing a 1/8 of an inch down. All right. All right. So I'm going to take some double-sided tape, some more heavy duty ones. So I'm going to probably use, I think this is 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to put this around my binding piece. You're like, Shinoda, you're using so much double-sided tape. I am. I'm not going to lie, I am. And my needle, no matter what machine you have, it gets gummed up. So I have like alcohol wipes like at every station. Some tape does gum up more than the rest and some don't, but at the end of the day, it's still getting gummed up. So I'm just putting this together, and then I'm removing, and I'm going to be folding where it's not meeting edge to edge. There is going to be a significant, like a 1/4 of an inch gap. I just don't want to have to paint raw edges. So think of this as just like, you know, when you see binding and it's only like 1/4 of an inch tucked in on each side, and there's like a huge middle that doesn't have it. That's essentially what I'm doing. I love edge painting, but sometimes I don't want to edge paint. So with that being said, I'm giving you a different method. Now you could do like Shannon's method on the Gaia and edge paint. This is just one day I was like, what if I made hers a little bit wider and I could fold it in on itself? And then it was like, oh, it was like super cool. Because, you know, sometimes you want to edge paint, sometimes you don't, you know, it's cool. All right. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to match up the seams to seam and just fold it over and clip, and do the same thing on this side. Seam to seam, fold it over, and that 1/4 of an inch gap fits perfect because we have a lot of thick material. And we're just going to clip a lot Then we're going to check our bobbin because if we run out of bobbin at this point, it's fair to start smashing things in the house. I give you full permission. Just go wreck some stuff because your heart just broke and I get it. This bag is a nice seller for me at Comic Cons. It seems that people gravitate to it because it's not too big and it's not too small. I don't know what people are going to feel about this handle. I'm kind of feeling it because I think it can convert to when you have the crossbody day everyday bag, but then a cute date night bag. Go look at the galaxy. Drink some blue milk. Call it a day. Speaking of fabric collections, have you seen Noodlehead's newer line of fabric? Oh my gosh, it is stunning. And I'm going to use a lot of clips because I'm not using any double-sided tape except what's in the middle that's holding it in place. And so I clip it good. Okay. Since I think I got a clip everywhere where it's coming together. See, isn't this cute? This is a cutie. Yes, I want to get some of it. It looks amazing. Like, you're so talented. Man, you make dope bags. I think I have enough to do this once around. That's Bobbin Gods. Why do you want to play? Let's play. It looks so pretty. When I was looking at it, I was on her website and I was looking at it, I was like, it's absolutely stunning. All right. Now, you can hike up your stitch length if you wish. I'm a lazy stitcher when it comes down to stitch length. I just usually keep it all the same throughout it, unless it's like something that is like in the pattern saying, no, you have to do this. But yeah. So I'm going to squish my bag. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And I'm going to take my merry time. So 1/8 of an inch from the edge is I want to be looking at the in between 3/8 of an inch and 1/2 an inch on my plate. So where the edges, I'm going to be stitching 1 stitch of an 1/8 of an inch right here, but the lining up of the seam to the guide is going to be in between the 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch. So that's what I focus on, not the actual stitching that I'm doing. I know that sounds weird, but this is how it works. And if you're gonna do it my way, you have to be one with your bobbin. I am. Like, me and my bobbin, we're cool. Until we're not, then I want to murder it. But most of the time, I'm pretty cool with it. So I'm just focusing on the 3/8 of an inch. When I get to this area where I have the hardware, push it back down underneath. You're going to actually have to juggle a lot with your zipper plate to your zipper facing because it's going to want to move. Just don't let it. You're the boss of this bag. Always remember that. Okay, and we're gonna smush this bag over here. Yeah, I hear you groaning, Vinyl. You're straight. Don't worry about it. Okay, this bag is coming out really cute. Okay, this faux suede from Indolove, I don't think I'm saying that right. They give really cute candies at our coffees. I'm kind of obsessed with their faux suede. Like, it is so pretty. I always think it looks so real. I always like to pick the colors that are really weird. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. Yay. Like, I have this in like a really pretty seafoam green, and I don't ever know what I really should have used with it, but I buy it every single time. Don't go fast. You're okay. You're okay. All right. Now we can all breathe. My wedding ring was coming off on that. All right. So we got to put the zipper on. Do, 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 do. Where's my little flamethrower? Okay, here we go. Get the thread out of it. So I don't know what zipper end I'm gonna put in first, but this is the bag. So we have our D-rings up here so we can put our crossbody strap. We have these cute little handles now so we could be a little bit fabulous. When you open it up, you have a zipper pocket with credit card slip, and then you have a nice slip pocket. I think it's like a perfect well-rounded bag. You could put purse feet, but I like to put a bottom contrasting piece of faux leather. That's it. Ooh, that's cool. That's good to know, Dalva. Thank you. So that's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. We finished this bag. I really like it. I like the modifications that were done to it. So yeah, it's the base of this bag is the Miranda tote. You can get the pattern on Etsy. There's no affiliation links whatsoever. She makes really good patterns. I will one day hopefully do a formal tutorial on this, but this is a good selling bag. It's simplistic and like looking at this, like how you're trying, you can add handles, take away handles, do different things. It's fun. I've made this bag a lot and I actually love it every time. So that is it, my friends. If you have any questions in reference to this bag or any modifications that I did, please leave them in the comments down below and I promise I will get back to you. All right, I'm going to go stuff my face before my children come home and eat whatever I'm eating. That's about right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I think I did it. No.